And I've joined the bus tour in New South Wales that's attempting to get good public support for the release of the Gonski Review. We've got 6 days to go, and it's vital that every supporter of public education hits those emails and postcards, sending them, putting pressure on the politicians to make sure that at the very last hurdle, that when the recommendations come down, that governments don't walk away from them. We need as much support as we can to make sure that politicians have the courage to follow through an historic opportunity to bring decent funds back into the public system.
I'm a fourth generation teacher, so coming through. All my family are all teachers in the public system. I just think it's important that education is available to everyone.
Countries that are really equal are countries that don't charge for access to education. So I think that the public education system is a fundamental necessity for any country that claims to give equal opportunities to students.
Angelo, what's the most important federal issue in education at the moment?
Well, the most important issue that's confronting us at the moment is the review of schools funding and the future of schools funding in Australia.
Can field a different opinion, but we are here because we want to change the racism, the discrimination, that space between us that is formally there in this document. Personally, I don't regard it as my constitution.
Workers' rights! Now! Workers' rights! Now!
Colleagues, we're 600 teachers strong. We represent teachers from all over New South Wales.
And what that means with the present offer of 2.5%, that's not an offer around which to bargain. That's it. That is the determination. That's what they want. They do not want bargaining. They do not want negotiation. They do not want arbitration.
I'm Jeanette Walker from Tregear Public School in Mount Druitt. This is a huge campaign for us to be fighting. I'm excited to be here today with all this in the background.
Today's extraordinary turnout is a measure of the anger which teachers, nurses, police, firefighters and other public sector workers have for the legislation introduced by the O'Farrell government.
They've shown their utter lack of respect and regard for the rights of working people in New South Wales.
I'm here today to fight for the rights of teachers. I believe we all deserve fair working conditions, and if we don't fight for our rights now, they're going to take them away, and how do we get them back again?
Furious teachers walked off the job in their tens of thousands today, rallying at Town Hall to demand an end to Barry O'Farrell's controversial school reforms.
The O'Farrell government has used this week's state budget to slash drug and alcohol education in our schools.
The jobs have been slashed to save money as part of the local schools' local decisions policy.
We believe we have a responsibility to stand up for our students when governments get it so wrong. This is about reducing spending on our students' education. We will continue this campaign for so long as this government persists with an agenda that's designed to disadvantage our students and spend less on their education. We hope parents understand that we're standing up for their students that way.
Local schools, local decisions is a key policy in the government's agenda to slash public services by cutting jobs, employment conditions and saving billions at the expense of essential services to our communities.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your interest in this issue. Today, the Teachers Federation will be launching a major advertising campaign in print media, radio and television.
This local schools decision thing sounded okay, but it's a real wolf in sheep's clothing, I tell you.
My daughter had her heart set on doing chemistry for the HSC, but she can't now. Apparently, there's not enough money in the school's staffing budget for a chemistry teacher.
So much work now dumped on local schools. I spend most of my day ringing tradesmen, getting quotes, supervising them, finding staff. There's precious little time for students anymore.
Why should our kids miss out?
They're replacing the permanent teachers with cheaper ones on short-term contracts, and they're putting the bite on us parents as well. And that's just not right.
We will have strong support right across New South Wales from teachers and principals and parents. I'm extremely confident that already the reports that are coming in from our field officers has been that there's been unprecedented levels of support for the action.
Colleagues, in this historic meeting we draw together all parts of New South Wales by the very latest of technologies. We meet here in an overflow crowd in Sydney. I can report that we are packed in the upper town hall, full in the lower town hall and at capacity in Town Hall Square.
The department has been gutted. Let's call it for what it is. It amounts to easily the most severe and significant loss of positions from head office in the history of public education. We have a Department of Education that no longer has a curriculum directorate. We want a Department of Education and a Minister who's prepared to stand up and defend the public education system from a vicious, ideologically driven group of economic fundamentalists that populate the Treasury and the Department of Finance. It is time. Colleagues, it is time. It is time for PricewaterhouseCoopers and their accountants to leave the department building in Bridge Street to go back to their day job of corporate raiders, and for the teaching profession of New South Wales to be allowed to sit at the tables in the chairs they vacate. Then, and only then, will we get genuine, sustained and real education reform in this state.